Like, you kind of get personal when you diss people, you know what I mean? Like, you hit them where it hurts, even when they're your friends.
What,
like, you're the type of guy that
wait, can you what when what?
Okay, you want me to like give you an
that
example?
all the time, bro.
What?
See, there you go. Booker, thank you. He said you do that all the time.
No. Generally, that's only when somebody else has thrown down the gauntlet first. If somebody else wants to go there, then I will. But it's pretty rare that I open up with, at least on friends, with like really personal insults. That's exceedingly rare. I would be curious if there are any examples of this.
Okay, so he called you, or like in this at least, you know, when I was watching this video, he was like white boy and, you know, stop bringing up gamer examples to justify political positions. And then you're like, you fucking nepotism baby and didn't work for anything in his life, fucking uncle, owner of Young Turks, fucking useless bitch, blah, blah. Like, you hit him in his deepest insecurity, which I'm pretty confident you already knew about since you guys were actually friends. You can't play like this
but what
friendly...
did he, but hold on, but what did he just do before that? You even got the full context and you still misunderstood. Yeah, I am hitting him like really deep there, but that's because he just went at me in the deepest way he thought possible, right? He tried to invalidate my position as a political commentator by calling me a gamer, which was a huge contention between both of our communities back then. And then he tried to say that I couldn't have an opinion on some issue because I was fucking white. He called me a white boy, even though he's one of the whitest fucking Middle Easterners in all of the fucking United States of America. So yeah, of course I'm gonna hit him back on that. Yeah, no shit. But again, like I said, typically it's only when somebody else has thrown down that gauntlet that I'll be like, oh, okay, then we'll go hard.
Okay. First of all, true, he is white as fuck. Second of all, not that I don't want to put all the burden on you. You know what I mean? I did that with the Jonathan thing. Like, why don't you reach out, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that this time. But, first of all, how old is Hasan? 27? 26? I don't know, right?
Right now?
If you
like
already...
29? Or he might even be 30 plus. No, I'm sorry. He's 31. Jesus.
Wow! Bro, all of you niggas are old. This is like
no
trained
shit. Well, the guys are. All the girls are like 22.
Hey, and I'm not. We're on kick, but I'm not gonna go there. Okay, so
go anywhere you want, buddy.
The man. So I assume you knew the man was sensitive. I assume you knew everything about the fucking guy, and you still decided to cook him publicly when you knew that the guy couldn't articulate himself as well as you did, right?
Yeah, but
like you already.
The only way, again. If you, and this is why I had to stop doing this, is because I guess of everybody, I guess people like you and everything else. Usually my rule would be is I won't go there unless you go there first. But somehow I guess it always is the case that like people just see what you said and they never see what else anybody else said first. So this is why, like, I guess.
I just say wait, hold on. But didn't I just acknowledge that he, tried it with you first? Like, he went there first with the whole white boy comment and.
Yeah, but
like gamer.
But yeah, but you're making it sound like what I said was like so out of line or so out of pocket, and it's like, well, I mean, like if I said it unprovoked, sure, but I mean, I don't think it is if he's gonna open with those kinds of insults, right? That's how I view it, at least, or that's how I've always viewed it. But I understand that some people think you should just never make certain comments, regardless of what other people are saying.
I mean, you didn't make fun of his like dead mom or anything crazy like that, but. It's just, to me, it struck me as something as though like two friends already discussed this. I don't think you've ever told him, listen, I feel invalidated when people bring up the fact that I'm a gaming fucking Andy talking about politics. And this is an assumption, you could correct me, but I assume that he's told you like, I've always struggled with this whole like nepo baby, whatever, like people looking down on me just because my opportunities were given to me by my wealthy, successful fucking Young Turks owner, uncle, whatever the So you using it against him online for like a fucking simple comment of gamer guy talking about politics kind of felt like a low blow, number one. Number two,
wait, hold on, wait. The fact that I can deal with these comments, I don't think it precludes me from like hitting somebody back in an equal manner. Like, I also, at the end of the day, like, if you call me a cuck, I don't also give a fuck. Or if you say that like I'm fat, I don't give a fuck. Or weak, I don't give a fuck. Or Gusano or whatever, or deadbeat father. Like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, I really don't give a fuck. Like, nobody online, God will judge me, okay? Like, it's not like at the end of the day, these comments, like, truly are hurting me. But if somebody's gonna go there, well, then of course I'm gonna go there too. Why would I not? But it's not like, but then it's like you're saying like, oh, well, you really hurt that person. Well, yeah, but they were really trying to hurt me. Just because they failed to do so doesn't mean I'm not gonna like hit on the same level, right? This is like the same argument that people used to make where it's like, oh, you can't harass that person. I was like, why? They basically told me to kill myself. And it's like, yeah, but it's a smaller Twitter account. That's not fair. It's like, well, wait, that's bull. Why would I not? Just because it's a smaller account.
That's nuts. No, that's nuts. I was with you the entire time. I was like,
no, wait. But you understand that Hasan's comments to another person in my position might be like really damaging because he's trying to hit me at like the core.
Yo, but you're not another person. You're trying to argue when I was talking about the universe with you and the gods when God created the universe. You're like, it could have been any other way and we could have still had human life. What you're trying to argue right now is a person that isn't there. That's not you though. You were able to take it, and I assume the man already knew based off of your relationship that you take.
Sure, but I'm just saying that like if you're gonna go at a certain level, even if it doesn't really bother me, I'm gonna return to the same level. That's just how I work. Well, it's how I used to work. I try not to now because again, people freak out over it, I guess. But like I think it's totally fair.
No. Listen, it's kind of based because it's the intention behind it. Like I'm not offended, but the fact that you thought
Hasan's intention was to go like as brutal as possible. That's what he's trying to do.
I understand.
Yeah, okay.
I understand. So it didn't hurt you, but just the fact that you knew he was trying to hurt you with that shit sets you off enough to aim for the head and like hurt yourself. I don't care. Even though when he came, you need to realize this, and this is kind of funny. When he came at you, he already hated you at that point. Just like this guy is a dick. But you still looked at him as a friend. You're like, I still love Hasan. I invited him to my streamer house party. Like, I really love this guy. So it's like, how the when he hates you, he acts the same way as when you love him. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
It's not, that kind of that, like, it's not so much that you're making everything so hyperbolic. It's not so much that I still love him or any of that shit. It's just that like I'm generally like more chill and that like if a person's like, okay, yeah, I was out of pocket, whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like don't do it again and we'll carry on. I'm generally pretty flexible there, right? Like I was with Sneeko. Maybe even I would be with Zerka. If Zerka showed up and he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Although, I mean, obviously there's a line. But, like, that doesn't mean that, yeah, that's just how I am.
Just because you don't, it's like football players, actual football. They have to fucking flail and dive and jump all over the place to sell a foul or else, you know, the foul won't be given to them. Sure. So just because, you know, you don't react a certain, I get where you're coming from. It doesn't mean that you don't reserve the right to go fucking berserk or whatever fuck. I get it. Problem here is, this is somebody that you could have spoken to offline. And this, correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. There hasn't been anybody online, and I'm not talking about fucking Dan, who you've known for like 10 years. Like, there hasn't been anybody that you've met online that was closer to you than you two guys have ever been. You might have been sexually attracted to the guy for all I fucking know. That's how close you guys seem. You know what I mean? I've seen the edits, right? So for you to like shit on this nigga, even though you were close, or I mean, not shit on him, just like completely like throw this nigga away, even though he felt the type of way, and you guys could have easily just sat in a fucking Discord call like, hey, buddy, what's wrong? Like, how?
Sure, here's a couple things.
Like,
so one,
what's going on?
There probably were people that I was closer to in my past for sure, but those were my StarCraft 2 days. But two, my policy is if you make something public, we'll be public. Like, that's just how I roll. I'm like, if you say some public shit about me, I'm not gonna go privately and like mend the bridge or whatever, because I can't be.
Chambers. Also, we can't talk about StarCraft days. That was when you were built like a bobblehead. I don't go that far back, Jeebus.
Oh, listen.
Okay, so he said something public. Did he break anything that wasn't like? Oh, wait. You guys, I don't think you're the hold up here. I mean, I do kind of think that. I just think that he genuinely hates you. You're indifferent about. Actually, you might hate him ever since, you know, he's become the guy, the political guy.
We don't have like the emotional depth towards each other to like even have. I can't hate Hasan. He just is like, I think he's really insecure about some aspects of himself, and I think that I like bring those out, and so he really dislikes me for it. But like, I don't. Like, if Hasan had the opportunity to push a button and kill me, I don't think he would do it. Like, I don't hate him. I don't, maybe he hates me. I don't know. Like, no, I don't hate Hasan. I just like, obviously I dislike his politics and I dislike the way that he's treated me, but there's very few people online that I have hatred for. I don't even know if I might hate Vosh, maybe.
What? I mean, damn, out of everybody, Vosh?
Well, because like people, Hasan's, the way that Hasan moves is, Hasan just wants to like avoid drama, do his not have people like challenging his position or whatever, and just like make cash basically. That's like what Hasan wants to do. And in a way, I represent like a little bit of a threat to that, right? Like, because I could be like a better debater, or I could like argue with him about certain positions. Like, and there's no advantage for him to fuck with that. For Vosh, I think Vosh actually like throws away big parts of his potential career because he like has to lie about me and demonize me for like a whole different set of like really fucking stupid reasons. And I think Vosh has been like way more vindictive towards me than Hasan. Like, Hasan attacking me is like a 7-year-old who's like really mad that I put them in timeout once. Vosh attacking me is like a 14-year-old who got caught like, you know, setting dogs on fire, and now he like maybe wants to kill my child. Like, that's like how I view Vosh versus Hasan, I guess.
Damn. I mean, the only thing I know about Vosh really is he's into horse. That's interesting.